What are you doing? What are you doing? Ooh. All right, everybody. After a little short break and cleaning up a few things, I am back. That's my dog, Maui. Yes, he is a Cane Corso. Yes, my children play with him. Yes, they love him. And yes, he is a perfect dog to have with children, as long as you know how to handle big dogs. I tell you what, no one's coming through that fence while he's in there, and them kids are in there too. So, back to the knife. I've got the setup for electrochemical etching my stencil. Let's see. Of course, I don't know which way is forward, which way is backwards. There it is. I'm going with the new one. I'm thinking about updating it even and having a third stencil, but I feel like that's a lot of stencil. So we'll see. I have not done anything crazy to the blade other than I filled a few gaps, got it cleaned up a little more on the blade. Still kind of dirty. I might go back over it with some higher grit sandpaper if I can find some. Right now all I can find is a 3000, and that's too much. I keep wanting to put my finger in that little troll. I need a fingertip, but I don't know. That's gonna be sharp soon, so don't want to get in that habit. So handle. So this is what it was copied off of. He wanted this knife, custom made, so it became this knife, custom made. Here's a little side by side. This one was a little wider. It's about even now. It's actually a little thinner width wise, but it is gonna do great for him. That is his knife. I have to clean it back up. I might even sharpen it up and when I bring it back to him. But try not to sneeze. You know how you get those sneezes that don't want to come out? It's annoying. Been having them all day. All right, let's see. I'm sit down a little more. My shed door is gonna just flip and flop. So this is the first time you've actually seen the back of this side. Of course, the stand gives away. But yeah, just got a bunch of tools, bunch of paracord, more tools, more stuff. Yeah, I was into paracord when I first started working with knives. Yeah, you kind of get into it, and I saw guys doing paracord. I wanted to learn. I learned a lot of braiding. I did that. I almost made more money doing that than making knives. But it got just kind of boring and monotonous. And I have ADHD, so they don't mix. I did switch back to my Louisiana Knife Makers Association. I didn't have it on there because, well, I was grinding, making a lot of dust. Did not want a lot of dust on this hat because I wear this hat every day representing the Louisiana Knife Makers Association. So, I'm gonna probably pause here in a second just to kind of figure out how I want to shoot this. And yeah, then we'll get after it. Need to clean it up just a tad bit more and wax the handle. But first, stencil, sheath, wax, then sharpen is how I'm gonna go in order right now. Yes. So I got my Personalizer Plus. Yeah, TM, trademarked by whoever trademarked it. And I'm gonna set it up. I got some chemicals. I have to make sure I have the right chemical. I'm using electrolytes. These are old, so I'm hoping they still work. When in doubt, pour more out. He's going to be right-handed. He's going to look at this, so it's going to go on the left side of the blade. It's going to go right here. Actually, yep, it's going to go right here. I've been doing that with a few different blades just to keep the blade kind of, the blade is the blade. Then again, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of having just Guen Design on the blade. It's really just a personal choice on where I put it. If I put it there, put it there. Sometimes I put my initials on it and then put Gewen Design on the handle. Because I have the first stencil of Gewen Designs was my initials with my little lightning bolt thing underneath it. I've since stepped away from that, so you can tell Gewen Design knife is a Gewen Design knife because it says Gewen Designs. However, I don't know. You know, people copy stuff, steal stuff all the time. I know some people that's gone through it. This video is already 5 minutes long. Let's get at it. Okay, so here's my setup at them now. I am gonna double etch this one. Put the Gewen Designs up here, the original OG. Focus. On the blade. Just to make it a little extra special. It is going to be a really nice knife, and he has waited patiently, so I'm going to double mark it. That way no one has to guess. So basically, you have your knife. I used 1, 2, 3 blocks just to hold it up. One end of the electrode goes there. The other is here. Chemicals. I dab. Oh, sorry. I dab. Get excess off. Turn it on. Touch. And I etch. I do not mark yet. I etch it. Get it. Etching takes metal away, and then marking adds metal or whatever out of it. I could break down the whole science if I really looked into it. It works, so I don't need to know everything about it. But so I will turn it on, and you just kind of push it to it. Look, I will show you. All right, it is all set up. Dab just to get a little more off. Get my hand set. And then, bam, we're marching. I feel a little vibration. Means it's working. And I will, there, that's a little better. And I will do this, rubbing back and forth a little bit to evenly distribute, and then just hold it down. And I'll hold it down anywhere from like 10 to 30 at the longest, but I don't want fluid to get under that stencil because then it causes a shadowing effect. And that's just not cool. So, yeah, like I said, this video is going to be kind of boring other than my dog in the beginning of the video. So, I'm going to pause this, get it done. I'm going to go ahead and do both etching. I'm going to show y'all what it is, and then we'll move on to the next part of getting this knife done. Like I said, tonight, it's done. Tonight it's gonna be done. That way, Monday, it's not only gonna be an eclipse day, we're not only gonna be able to see the Devil's Comet, which is gonna be towards Jupiter, if anyone's curious. Once a total eclipse happens and it is in the apex, you'll be able to look up towards Jupiter, look, I think it's north and to the right of it, I think is what I was reading. I see a little green streak. That's the comet. It's the first time to see it, and it'll be the only time to see it within the next 70 years. Yeah. So, pretty cool. But that also means, Mr. Buck, I'll be bringing a knife to you, which means I get to start on the big knife as well, and that makes me nervous. So, yeah. Let's get to it. Okay, so she is marked. I cleaned up the blade on the grinder a little bit. Looks good. I love it. Alright, so now yeah, I'm just gonna something in my eye. Wax the handle, make the sheath, or the covering, the blade covering, and then sharpen. And she's ready to rock and roll. And I imagine once I get it really, I imagine it's gonna have a little bit of a recurve right in here, just how thin it is compared to the rest of it. But I imagine it is going to be one heck of a slicer. So, late in the day, you know how it is. Gotta get that beer, root beer that is, root beer. That one's almost empty. I'll probably have to get another one. So, let me find where I recently rearranged in here a lot, cleaned up a lot, and now it's dirty again because, you know, horizontal surfaces don't stay clean long. Let me find my Kydex and make some measurements, and I will show you and then cut it. And y'all are crooked. I'm so sorry for all the OCDs out there. There. Okay. And then, yeah, I will get back to you. Okay, so I found me a piece. Made little measurements, made a couple marks. I'm gonna go cut it and then heat it and fold it. Should just cover the blade well. So, all right, so I got it to shape. It's not perfect. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect for what it is. I'm gonna throw it in my trusty kitchen oven or microwave oven. Move my bag so I don't destroy anything too valuable. Woo! Yeah. My hat. And my little lamp guy I gotta fix. This is the first time I've done it in here. It was in there. I moved it in here so it'd be closer to my press so I lose less time. Lose less heat in moving. So, all right, well, that's heating up. It's gonna take a few minutes. I'm gonna go get another drink and I'll get back to you. Really should have did it live for this. I don't know if anyone would have been willing to watch it, but I should have. That needs to be sharpened up. Quit playing with that. So yeah, it's in there. It's heating up. It's gonna move it's gonna move quick when it starts to heat up, which it looks like it is. So you're not gonna get to see a lot of it. So I'll be back with you when I'm done. Okay, I just got it in the press. Safety gloves, of course. It is hot plastic. It's heat moldable. Kydex is. Hi everyone. But yeah, here's my press, and it's in there kind of crooked, but again, this wasn't it's not a sheath, it's a cover. So all I did was take it out of the oven, put it in here, put the knife on it, fold it over like I want it, clamp it, close it, clamp it, and made the press myself out of some 2x12, some mat, some horse style mat, a couple Harbor Freight clamps that I drilled through, and the bottom of them are under here holding on to this, and this is how I make my sheaths, and it works great. That is just a little, I'd also use this for hand sanding from time to time when I actually feel like when I don't hate myself, or when I do, however you want to say it. Hand sanding is pretty and everything. It's just at this point I am not selling knives at the price range to do that. I could do it, but it's a lot of work, and not many people are buying my knives, let alone buying enough of them to warrant hand sanding. This one might get a little hand sanding, like a little buff with just I think I have 600 grit. This is at 400, so it might get a little 600 treatment just to kind of give it a little love to bring out that wood grain, and then wax. But we'll let that cool, and yeah, we'll get back with you in the next part. Thanks. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. I'm gonna pull it out of the press and see what happens. Well, that worked out well. Just a little, yeah. I didn't tape my blade because wasn't making a full sheath. Just something to cover the edge. It looks like a banana. I'll probably hit it on the grinder to just clean up my edges a little bit, just to make it look pretty. Maybe hit it on the buffer wheel. But yeah, that's it. So next it's polishing. I'm gonna wax the handle and then sharpen it. I might sharpen it first. That way I don't mess up the handle. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right. Let me get set up and all that. I'll be back. All right. So yeah, just gonna got a sinew wheel here. Always throw stuff. Now I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit. I need eye growth. Ah. There we go. Yeah, I know y'all can't see me right now, sorry. But really not much to see. I'm just taking a little cover and going over the edges. All smooth. All right, that part. That part is done. And that is what it's going to look like completed. Alright. I'm going to just let it roll. And it's just going to be a long part. I'm going to go ahead and get stuff set up for sharpening. This will be the first time I get to sharpen using my slack belt too. That's gonna be nice. Oh man. Let's see how the winch tracks on the calf recline. Oh, looks good. Alright. All I'm doing is motions all the way through. A couple times, and I'm just bringing that edge to a point. After this, we'll be ready. Play this in. Yeah, already got it, and starting to get a little return already. Cool. Hopefully okay with that. Make sure you tap this all out. You do that. Alright. 120. And I just realized I'm way up here. Why do I sharpen up here? Because that's what I've been used to. That's literally what. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Got a wire edge in. Developing that wire edge. Ooh, the belt is twisted. Be right back. Okay. Sorry, I had to go look at something. This is an A30, which I believe is roughly like around 600 grit. This is Trizac. Trizacs are a little different. That wired edge is still there. Looking real good. Sharp already. As I get higher, I take less and less time because that wire edge is already there. You're just hitting it to, in a sense, I think it's just polishing it. You're reinforcing it. Now this is a P1000, which is a 1000. Just trying it out. I really like it. And all game here. As I swap to it, you'll find it. The edge is formed. Now we're going to buff and polish. I have a big 2x72 leather belt. Load it. Oh God. Load it with compound. But I'm going to put more on. Greener on my leather belt. With that. I'll let that kind of dry. And then I have a paper wheel right here with Black Rouge. And I'll let those dry for a second. And all that's going to do is make my edge a little more polished, but it should if I did everything right, which sometimes I don't and I have to go back. But if I did everything right, it will make my knives will have a Gewin Design edge, which makes them hair-popping sharp. Daddy always told me if it don't shave hair, it ain't sharp. Cut paper all day, cut your nail all day, sharp, sharp. Nope, no, not for Daddy. It was always, if it can shave hair, it's sharp. So that's what I grew up with. That's what I know. That's what I brought into this. Not all my knives, depending on who I'm sharpening for, what they using, their intended purposes are, do not get sharpened all the way up. They get sharp to sharp, and then I get them to Gewin Design sharp, Gewin sharp, which is how I just showed y'all how I do it. So anyone can do it now. But yeah, so kind of it. I'm gonna hit the wheel first, then go to the belt. My belt is my last thing. I used to use buffing wheels and stuff back here, but I found out that just actually ruins the edge you're putting on it. It kind of just dulls it. So I stopped doing that, and I got a lot nicer results, thus chasing the dream of the sharp blade, which there's a lot. Geometry goes into that, steel type goes into that, heat treat goes into that. So much goes into that, and I've been trying to develop a method that works best for me. This is it. This is my process. So let's try. Let's get to it. This thing throws this stuff everywhere. Definitely putting it on. Hot, so you gotta watch it to make sure you don't screw your temper out. Mine would be big, so another reason I don't wear gloves. Feeling still. Yep, gives me a nice little black layer of gunk that I then wipe off. Jay Nielsen, I watched an interview with him, or one of his YouTube videos, and he was in a shop and he said that's how he always did it over denim. He stropped it on denim to give it its final edge, but he said he would just on his jeans, and people freaked out about it, which they'll probably do now because this is very dangerous now that this blade's actually sharp. I'm doing it slow. I've done it all this time. He just takes a paddle, which I'll eventually get, has a bunch of denim pieces on it, and just drops it that way. I have yet to do that yet, so I will continue to do it this way. Kids, do not try that at home. Alright. Ah, it's beautiful. Step off camera, do a strop. God, this, you know, I've made a bunch of big blades, long blades, but skinny, long blades scare the crap out of me because of different pressures you put on them can throw off. There it is. Micro bevel's on. It's gonna be very embarrassing if it doesn't cut. Let's try it. Always on my arm. Well, that's a bald spot. It wants to. Tip definitely does. Okay, so got some spots I need to work on. Cool. So I'll just keep doing that until it's sharp. I'll get back with you. All right, so I had to go back in a little lower and get it, but if y'all see that, but yep, it shaves. Now I'm gonna take it to paper and cut it, because as someone has pointed out to me, paper never lies. So if it catches, I have to do it all over again. But yep, this was it. Done. Buck, if you're watching, this one's for you, bub. Thanks. God bless. Please, if you like the content, please like and share, comment, subscribe. Anything you can do. Help each other out. Y'all like it more, y'all comment, y'all, it starts getting traction, I can get more out. Thank you. God bless. Pray for us all. Take care. Oh, I almost forgot. I gotta wax the handle. So, to make this safe, let's see. Put the guard on. Hey, hey. Get my trusty Axe wax, and I need to grab something I don't think I've ever shown you. Ah, it's right here. That's it. Okay. Get me a clean shop rag. Need two. There's two different waxes. Okay. Says right on the back, heat the handle, apply wax. Let it dry, wipe off the excess. Ugh. So, I'm going to hit the wax a little bit with the heat gun, just to kind of warm it up, so it spreads a little nicer. Now I'm going to gently, I've popped handles off a bit, doing this exact method. I'm going to just hit it with a little heat, so that arm is nice and warm. I use my cheek. I can't pull my cheek too hot. Ooh, look at that heat. Bringing out some of that grain. That's beautiful. A little bit more. Yeah, he is doing some stuff to this wood. I love it. Warm. I'm going to hit it just a little harder. Take my napkin, get me some axe wax on it. And I'm just going to coat the crap out of it. Nice and saturated. Pull it out just a tad bit so I can get the full handle. Being extra mindful because this thing is razor freaking sharp. Okay, I like to do this. Go once over because hot wood opens up pores, sucks up wax. That is why you heat it up. I've been playing around with different waxes and making wax crafts out of beeswax and stuff. Deer tallow, cow tallow. Everything looks good still. Solid. Okay, apparently I need it more than 2 rags. Clean rag. Rub it off. And look at that. That thing is a thing of beauty. I did not go back with the 800, mostly because I forgot. But look at that. That is beautiful. I can't wait to show this to him. That man is going to be so freaking surprised. He's not going to believe how much I charged him for this knife once he sees it. He's going to be like, it's worth more. I'm like, well, it's what I told you, so I'm going to stick to my word. Alright, now that's dry. While that's drying, I'm going to put my axe wax up. Not like saying axe wax. I need some more, apparently. And get Renaissance wax. This is for the blade. I could use axe wax on it, but this is what I was taught with. So this is what I'm going to use. It is a microcrystalline wax polish. Basically, it's going to protect the blade. This is a high carbon 01 blade. This is a 01 tool steel. So that blade will rust. It will patina over time. It's going to look beautiful. The wax is going to help it not rust from just walking out into the elements. So what I'm going to do is get me some acetone, wipe the blade clean, get all the dirt, junk off of it, and then I'm going to apply that. I might even heat it up just a tad bit, kind of open the pores on steel. I know that's a funny thing to think about. Steel having pores, it does. That's why you can want rust. Now, again, slightly more dangerous being that it's sharp. So I'm taking extra time, go slow. Okay, it's clean. Open my Renaissance wax, barely used. Why? I don't do a lot of 01 blades. 01 is my preferred high carbon steel. It's what I made my first knife out of and everything. I'm gonna just hit that blade a little bit, get the acetone dried. Yeah, I'm not trying to heat that blade at all. And I'm gonna rub this on. Made my uncle, funny story, learning experience, made my uncle a kitchen knife out of 01 high carbon. I got it razor sharp. I got it to this point where I was wiping it down with Renaissance wax, and I sliced my thumb open, which now has a scar on it. You can't see it because my thumb's dirty from working, but I do have a scar on my thumb from that knife, and he absolutely adores that knife, and I am so happy he does, because that's what I like to hear as a knife maker, and especially me. I like to hear that people like my work. I'm just kind of placing it on my leg to support it as I wipe it, keeping the blade, the edge away from me and away from my finger as I get close to it. I'm gonna switch sides so I have light. Wiping it down, leaving a nice little layer of Renaissance wax all over it. I feel a little wax still on that handle. And try not to scratch it any. And she's done. That camera does not do that handle justice. That is beautiful dark coloring. I love it. They said it was desert ironwood, and it looks like it, but it could be something else they accidentally sent me. I'm not complaining either way, because either way it is beautiful. It goes in its sheath, and that's just where it will live until I get to show it off to the next person. Again, Brandon Guin here with Guin Designs. Thank you for sticking with it if you've watched this whole thing. Again, like, subscribe, comment, share, please. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I will answer them the best of my ability. If you think of anything that I can change that might be beneficial to me, let me know. I'm always into new stuff. I've been doing it since 2011. Still learning new stuff every day. Been doing it. Oh, this is my dream. This is my passion. So I'm always willing to learn. Thanks.